A very good afternoon to you and welcome to this special live coverage here in Linden, Wisma Linden. We are at the Linden Utility Services Co-op Society Limited, Region 10. The leader of the PNCR is out here to meet with the members, workers of this society, which recently the government would have turned into an IMC. They got rid of the management of the society, and now they have put in an IMC. The leader is here, the MP, Jamin Figuera, chairman of region number 10, is also here. There's the RDC chairman and a number of persons in the community are here to listen to what the leader has to say on this matter. As you would know, but there was also an IMC put in place in region number 7 in Bartica, the boat, Bartica boat company there, speedboat um, organization there in region number 7. And so the leader is here. He's going to be speaking with the members, the workers, the staff members of this body, and they're going to you're going to hear exactly what the leader has to say. So here Mr. Orbit is now going to put himself together.
The cameraman.
So if you're now joining us, we're coming to you live from region number 10 in Linden. So some folks out there as well, they're coming out to see and to hear from the leader of the PNCR, Mr. Orbit Norton, who's soon to be a member of parliament. Actually, he is a member of parliament elect himself and Comrade Water Lawrence. They are members of parliament elect. They're going to be taking the oath of office on the 13th of April when parliament commence. And so soon after that, the leader of the party, Mr. Orbit Norton, will also be the opposition leader. So, yeah, Jamin Figueri here as well, leader, chairman of the region. Mr. Jamin, we're live. I know that you are very angry about what's happening to the society here in Linden. Give us an update where we are right now.
Well, one, we would have invited the leader of the opposition to come and engage with the staff. He's also briefed premature decision of basically to uprise uh, where we are. We are of the view that the CCDO is act in a manner in accordance with the law.
Mhm.
We cannot meet with the executive um, board of management one time to come to such a decision. The law prescribes specifically the process which she did not follow, and we're saying that allow the process to be followed. Let the law take its course. No investigation was done. No findings were provided by this particular CCDO, and no opportunity for Board of Management to respond to those findings were done.
Mm.
So we see it as a bad precedent of not following the law. And additionally to that, the supposed interim body that was put together also included one of the members of the management meeting. The
Mm.
staff is in opposition to that because they are of the view that if the entire board is deemed complicit, then you cannot take one of the very said members from the complicit board and
Mhm.
put them as a member of interim meeting. We appreciate the lenders whose name were mentioned to be considered for this position because of their desire to help, but they of themselves have not been totally furnished with the information that is required for them to make an informed decision of how they will proceed. The very letter that the CCDO wrote was very vague, never
Wow.
gave any specific with respect to the length of time this interim body should function, what are the objectives that she would like them to achieve, and more so inform them that as an interim body, they should not make any policy decisions. So it's very vague, and we are in opposition to that. We need due process to change.
So you plan to go to court. Thank you. That's Mr. Johnny Figueroa there for you. Um, we have the. You're going to be hearing from a number of persons here this afternoon. You're going to be hearing from the chairman as well. Hi, Mr. Chairman. I know that you would be addressing this matter pertaining to Linden with the leader, but we are live right now. Okay. What is your take on all of this?
Well, basically, as you know, I would have said that the current administration continues to target Region 10 strategically and intentionally. We have seen how they have targeted one, our young people. We have seen how they have dismantled programs that spoke to development, whether it's the Borcham Collins College, whether it's the ICT programs that many young people over 120 were trained, they were all fired. And this is just another intent by the administration to once again install an IMC. You know, we would have enjoyed democracy over the period 2015 to 2020, where persons were given the opportunity to elect their members and to have those members serve in their best in their team and their attempt once again to bring back IMC. Now, I was just going through some notes here. This co-op is one of the oldest co-ops that has been around, right? It is an autonomous body, and we ask that be respected. We will object and oppose this in every form.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
He will speak you the final speaker. I have been talking on many occasions since the state opened to all of you workers. I don't want to repeat anything. So immediately, I'm going to hand it over to MP from Bureau.
All right, good afternoon, residents, staff, members of the LUSCL Co-op. I want, before I basically speak to you very briefly, to ask you to stand and give a resounding round of applause to the leader of the opposition, our fellow Lindener, Mr. Albert. Thank you very much. Mr. Norton will bring the leadership to the opposition and eventually the country of Guyana. We see him as the president in waiting. He will remove this installed administration. And I say that to say that this is the basis, the foundation of how we are going to also challenge this illegality of an interim installed management committee that is being attempted to be foisted upon the people of Wisma, who are the owners of this park. I would have initially called myself and the chairman to speak with you, and you would have communicated this position to Mr. Aubrey Norton, the leader of the People's National Congress Reform, chairman of the APNU, and more so, leader of the opposition. And being a Lindener, being a resident of Region 10, obviously he has an infinite connection to this co-op, living a couple of houses away from here. Obviously his interest was very prominent, wanting to know what is going on. We would have apprised him, and I believe he is okay with the happenings, and he's here to lend support and to lend advice that you people should follow. I believe what the message that he will bring will definitely empower us to continue to hold our resolve and be confident in knowing that this co-op is the people's co-op and it belongs to particularly those of Wisdom. With that said, help me in welcoming leader of the opposition, Mr. Aubrey Norton, to bring his remarks. Thank you, ladies.
Good afternoon. Let me first of all say thanks for coming. Let me at the outset say that the history of this co-op has been a history that we should be proud of. It is one of the institutions that lasts for years. When the co-op movement was initiated, the intention was to put power in the hands of the people, meaning essentially that the people will determine the management of the society, and the people will determine the actions that the society takes. An attempt by a government official acting on behalf of the government of Guyana to take the co-op cannot be tolerated. It cannot be tolerated because it cuts against the spirit of cooperativism. Cooperativism is intended to put power in the hands of the people so that they can control and manage whatever resources are available to them. And in this case, one has to see what the government is attempting to do. One has to be very skeptical of it. Why do I say we need to be skeptical of it? In the first instance, if we go back, the People's Progressive Party inherited when they first came to power a functioning power system, part of which they sold for 50%, and then plunged us in darkness, you would recall. It was Omai that came on that side of the river and started to regain current in an efficient and effective way. Now, you would recall the attempt to remove the subsidy from electricity that resulted in the death of 3 Lindeners. We have got to see what we're doing here as ensuring that that doesn't happen again. We are in fact defending not only the co-op itself, but we are defending that right to maintain that subsidy which helps Linden people because it allows them to pay less for electricity. The attempt to put an interim management committee in place is an attempt to achieve the same objective through the back door. That is in essence what they're seeking. They are seeking to put a management that they control, and then they will be able to orchestrate it in such a way that they remove the subsidy and automatically the cost of electricity will go up. So you must see this as the beginning or the continuation of the previous fight to ensure or to get rid of the subsidy and our own struggles to ensure that the subsidy stays. And we have to do everything to ensure that the subsidy stays. And for it to stay, we need the management of this co-op society in the hands of the people of Wisma and Christian. That is the reality. Again, one has to put everything in context. The People's Progressive Party is coming into Linden, and what they're doing, they are identifying people that are close to them, that they know they can control, and they are giving them resources. Now, that will make some glad, that will make some happy, but that will not help the community. What in fact we need to look at is what they're doing to the community. When they came to government in 1990, they met money to do the suits like Linden Highway. They never did it. They took it and they put it in other parts of the country. That was one of the first indications that they are going to discriminate against Linden. They promised years ago that they would open a free zone in Linden. They never did. What they do is make a set of promises. The APNU AFC came to power, and remember, I want you to remember this. The very first budget that Edgell spoke to, he bemoaned the fact that they were spending $2 billion more on electricity in Linden. What he didn't say, that emerged because of few businesses in Linden. And once you start to begin to develop businesses, etc., your electricity costs will go up. And so from the time they return to power, you see them focusing on electricity in Linden. Another indication that they have no interest in Region 10 generally, and Linden in particular. As a government, we left a plan to do a better bridge across the Demerara River. They have removed it from the plans. Now, you're seeing a government that is doing everything to ensure it stifles Linden. They were talking about a road to come through from Suicide to Mary area. The reason for that was they want to bypass Linden. And we have got to recognize that all their actions are aimed at stifling Linden rather than giving Linden the opportunity to progress in the way it should progress. So you should not be carried away by these little things that they give to people. Observe what they do. They use the promoters here to ensure Lindeners are spending on the wrong thing. And when it comes to putting resources into developing businesses, they are not doing that. They left Linden without somebody with responsibility for agriculture. And when the AP and UAFC came to government, we put an agriculture person in place with the aim of promoting agriculture in Linden. The PPP's aim is not to see a Linden that is self-sustainable. Their aim is to create a dependent Linden. I'm saying to you, we have to change the situation. We need a Linden that can stand on its own, in which agriculture is up and running, and the people in Linden can feed themselves. It is well known that he who is dependent on food from an outer sources generates serious dependency. And so if they are serious about development of Linden, let us tell them, let them put resources into agriculture with the aim of ensuring Linden produce the food it needs. Then and only then we can talk about them showing an interest in Linden and Region 10. I'm saying to you, in essence, you might just see this as an attempt to change the management. But we have to put it in the general context. The general context we are seeing is a PPP that wants to dominate and control. The general context we are seeing is a PPP that identify contractors that are close to them. Let us note, if they're so like Linden, I will ask them the question, why do you give the contractors out of Linden more than 70% of the contracts? Any government that has your interest at heart will ensure that a much higher percentage of contracts go to Linden people, because you want the resources to circulate in the community. But clearly they are asphyxiating this area. They are strangling it. And we will have to stand up, because if we continue to allow them to strangle Linden, what they are doing essentially is destroying Linden and making it a dependent community. You know why they want it to be a dependent community? Because when you depend on people, they can control you. But if you are independent, they can't control you. And so the whole purpose is to get control of Region 10. But they don't want control by influencing people and by doing the projects that will cause people to like them. They want domination and control in a way that Linden suffers. And that is what we have to oppose. We cannot sit down and allow them to do that. If you look at the last budget, Region 10, 4, those are the regions that they took away money from. It is evident to all of us that once you are a community supporting
the AP and UAFC, they feel they should go after you. I want to say to you, they are corrupt. They want to ensure all the resources go to those few people who support them. And so, clearly, we will have to take them on. I promise you, I will return. I will be in contact with you. I've had walkabouts here and I've been in the community. But it is very important for us to go and speak to all the persons in the society and let them understand that this is not an attempt to audit books. As far as I understand, the books are audited up to, I think, the last year. And the PPP government doesn't even want their books to be audited. They are trying right now to slow down the work of the Public Accounts Committee so that as they thief, nobody will be able to discover it and bring them to books. So we have to understand, they will come to say that they are trying to put a management committee because the place is not properly managed. Let's assume that is true. We know it is not true, but let's assume that is true. Were it true, they would follow the law. What the law says is if you find such a situation, you should set up an independent committee. To investigate. And when you finish investigating, they should really send the report to the society for the society to comment and to defend itself. But they do not believe in rule of law and the right of people to have a hearing. They believe, Jacko believes, he is big and powerful and he can do what he likes. We have to stop him.
Yes.
We have to stop him.
Yes.
Because today it's the Electricity Corporation, tomorrow they're going to be taking lands. I tell people, if they're so like Lindeners, why is it they give away the entire Suicide Linden Highway to people who are not from Linden and they didn't give it to Lindeners? By the time we came to power in 2015, they had allocated virtually all the lands on the highway. And we attempted and were working on giving Lindeners by Millie's hideout. By the time they come to power, they put up a big sign, property and Nissel, property of the people of Linden. We have to recognize what is happening and what is being done. And so this must be the beginning of the organization to stand up to them. And if you want evidence that it is domination and control, the lone person on the board that they perceive to be them, they are prepared to scrap the board but bring him back. Now, how could he, if they allege it's incompetence, be part of the incompetence and be brought back? They believe people are stupid. Their attempt is to put in place people who they control. The whole purpose of what is being done here is domination and control. So I'm saying to you, we have to ensure that he does not go back on the committee. He should not stay at present and he should not come in the future because he is not pursuing the interest of the people of Linden. I recall as a boy the existence of this co-op. I think before it had a building. And what it says is that Lindeners have managed it for years and manage it properly. We do not need a co-op officer who might not necessarily be qualified to even determine if there are problems. To determine for us that, look, y'all incompetent, you're the manager. And you know what is most interesting? Who do they put to do the things like this? She falls under Joseph Hamilton. You take one of your lackeys, one of your poodles, to get them to instruct a co-op officer to destroy a viable co-op society. We must ensure that this co-op society not only survives, but it stays in the hands and control of the people of Linden. We owe it to the 3 people they killed. We owe it to the 3 unarmed people that they murdered. to stand up and ensure that this society continues to be the property of people of Christian work and wisdom in particular, and in general. Thank you. Those are the things I want to say. We work with people to ensure we maintain it. When they come, we'll send them to audit the books from where the thief is, because the thief in every day. It is estimated that more than 30% of the budget go its own way through PPP corruption. So we mustn't be fooled. We must stay focused, take them on, and we will succeed. Thank you.
Well, I want to. Okay. One of the things I want to. Well, EW organization is stuff like this. If you get a proper class, I want to say that if there are any contributions that the people who are sitting here want to make, opposition leader and head of the PNCR, I can make the head of the PNCR was Mr. Norton would be willing to hear some of your concerns. So the floor is now open for you to express some of your views, and you'll get responses from. As I said, yeah. So the floor is now open for members to.
On the matter.
And it can be general, but just ask what you have to ask. Okay. Thank you. I would like to know what is the position right now with our PNCIS party?
What is the position there?
Yeah, in terms of opposition.
Well, I believe there'll be a parliamentary session on Wednesday. And at that session, Ms. Wally Lawrence and I will be, well, we are officially members of parliament already, but we'll swear in on that day. And then we will elect an opposition. And then we'll proceed to do the work that people are going to represent for. So that's it.
All right, the floor is still open. Floor is still open.
Good afternoon, leader, and to all of you present here. When I saw the letter and I read it like the night before it actually came out, what came to my mind was I reminisce on 2012. Why I reminisce on 2012? Because that's the way these people operate. Druggers, you know, druggers operate. Every time you put bait one place, they go in the next area. And let me tell you something. We have to ensure that we stand as a people because we understand what it is. That it's relevant for us to have electricity at the rate that it's at. That's one. And secondly, they must understand, coming from us clearly, along with support to and for the leader of the PNCR and the APN and otherwise, that they're not going to get it easy. Because for somebody to come now, and just now you're going to send a letter to say you're disbanding a group. You haven't said to us, as members of this society, what it is that you're accusing these people of, that you're saying they're not competent to run, and they've been doing it over the years. You have to say to us what is happening. You have to say, and look when it happened a couple of days after the Abiyo. That's how these people operate. And may I say to you, if an entire board is not competent, how still you are bringing one particular person who's an adversary to this society, you're still keeping him in the system? What is it you're saying to us? Are we that stupid? Are we that ignorant or dumb? Well, let me tell you something. These days, I don't do much talking, but I'm saying to you that are here, and for those of you who might be privy to hear what I'm saying, 2012 is history. This will be a different time. And like what the late great leader said, this is not giving up a mountain or not even one drop of rain, but this is what we're seeing. We fought for this, we are in it, we will enjoy it, because if we allow them, the pensioners will suffer, the business persons who born and grow bred here, live here, they will endure much hardness. And third and finally, it is going to show to the world that we are soft. We are not, but we are more calculative. We are more energizing internally. And we will want them to understand that when they come in, they got to come real, they got to come just, they got to come with relevance, and they got to come with what is it that will make this community better. I already covered, leader made mention of development of this region, and he explained to you. But we are the ones that will have to stand with him to ensure that whatever happens, it happens for the good betterment of this region and subsequent to this country. Thank you very much.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I am the secretary of this organization. I have worked here since over 20 years. And for 7 years prior to my retirement, I was the general manager. And a couple of years ago, I became a part of the committee of management. And I can say beyond any shadow of a doubt, we have our shortcomings like any other organization. They ain't got no perfect organization on the face of this earth. We are aware where we fell down short. And we were in the process of putting our books, our records in order to carry to the membership. In fact, we were already responding to the management letter that the external auditor sent to us when the CCDO came. And we welcome her because we knew that we got nothing to hide. I worked here for years, and I can tell you, I never thief nothing. And to be labeled as a thief and a fraud, I am so annoyed. I am a Christian, and I don't thief. I had opportunities to thief. But my father taught us one thing since we small. He said a good name is better than riches. And my father was well known for drop the matter. Albert Harry. He was a trade unionist and a man of integrity in this community. And I grow, and all my siblings grow with one intention, that we would live up to our name. And to come here to know that I thief, when I could have thief millions over the years, I like it. And I'm saying to Linden, I am saying to everybody, this committee, I can recall last year, I am one of the person that told Chairman Sampson, said, listen, we cannot afford to increase the worker salary this year. We're going to give them a Christmas bonus. All right, we take a little bonus and honorarium is named a bonus. We just work hard. We just come here every meeting got to be till 10 o'clock in the night. We just be here for a little bit of stipend when the month comes. Little juice and little box of food. So I don't know what people get done. Like, this is a front. We could not have had electricity running in at Bismarck if we did thief in the money here. Never, 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 never. And you know what Mr. Sampson said? Mr. Sampson said, nah, give them increase. Every year we've been doing that. And the cost for electricity, hardware, and services has been inflated. We are sick. A transformer was 500 something thousand. It's nearly $1 million now. But somehow we are doing it. And it reminds us, we the committee management, I don't know if we was or we is or we be there. I know we be there. But it reminds us of what is going on in Ukraine. When a man, Zelensky, can stand up and face Russia. And I want to label us as that. We have been doing tremendously for this organization. And it hurts me when other people, everybody is getting the 5%. Everybody is getting Christmas bonus. And then it hurts me when some people start to talk nonsense workers in this society that we could, Mrs. Sampson said, don't put them on the bread basket. And some of them make me in this same mess because we didn't move them and we know that they ain't got it or paid. But we keep them because they're all people, family people, and all of them, all of we are one. But all them things is happening. But at the bottom line, I'm saying to Linden, I'm saying to the world, we know thief. Thief man can't get lights running there all the time. Thief man can get 57 people working non-stop, and every week and every month they go to the bank, they can push the car and get the money. No, no, no. And what really hurt me most of all, if all of we incompetent, why you keep Brother Man? And he went it for over 20 years. What is that? Oh man, let me be reasonable. Miss Bassat, we welcome her when she came. We make certain she or two officers, they got the little food and everything. We give them, and she talked to us so nice, and we do everything, and then turn back and stab me back just like that. No way. This society still got people in integrity working for it.
There are no other contributions. I would like to thank everyone who came here this afternoon. And as was said earlier, this will be a continuous activity. The next meeting will be a bigger meeting. I want to guarantee that Mr. Norton, the leader of the PNPR, will be here to look after the interests or to monitor the interests of the people of this community, especially the people of the area where he was. So once again, thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll be upgraded or updated on whatever future plans we have for this society and to deal with the issue that we presently face. Thank you very much.
They want to remove the subsidies. They want to put them on the pressure so that we can come home and want them. They don't like it. And put resources in and businesses start to emerge. Ajil himself commented that it increased to 2 billion in the first budget. And he did that to point out, trying to point out that more electricity is being used. He didn't say that. And the reason is businesses the people will not be allowed and cannot be allowed to come together and remove the management. This management completely management this of society creators and managing public. The people just prove to be incompetent. They can't run a government. All they can do is steal. But to ensure domination and control, what they want to do is to the PPP gives only PPP the contracts. This is a community in which there are skills, but you take more than 70% of the contracts and give it to PPP people that come into the region. So we are clearing our heads. It's about domination and control. All they do seeks to stifle them. We want to do a new bridge so that if we get the road from Madura, etc., we wouldn't have the bottleneck. They removed that from the program. For years while they in government, when we came to power, when they came to power in 1992, money was there to do this recycling highway. They put it all other areas. They have given away this recycling highway only to their supporters in need. The Londoners have still got land. They have those who had some transporting land. And even that at one time they were trying to take away. So this is a wicked government that does not have the interest of the Londoners or poor people at heart. The whole purpose is to try and identify give them some finances so that they feel nice, but when it comes to the wider society, there is nothing. If they wanted, they could come with a plan to make Linden sustainable in agriculture, self-sustainable. But I had raised that with the government when we negotiated with them when they murdered the boys at the bridge. And Ashley Singh said in that meeting that other regions have the comparative advantage and we shouldn't be doing agriculture. When we came to government, we put an agriculture office and begin to do work in agriculture. If they really have Linden at heart, one, they can move in the direction we are going to develop agriculture. Two, there's a lot of clay here. They could work towards investors who can come develop the clay and produce tiles, etc. We will have a comprehensive plan and program for them. But what they try to do is to say nothing has happened to them. Even though a lot would have happened, many people gain employment, etc. What they do is preach this narrative that nothing has happened so that they could come and appear as if they're doing something. It's just like what they're doing at Mocha. I was at Mocha yesterday. They go there pretending to dig the canals to help agriculture, and then they block the main canal. So if rain falls now, all of those people farming in Mocha will be flooded out. And you will see them consistently doing things to destroy communities that support AP and UPS. And we will take that.
And that's Mr. Norton, leader of the PNCR, who is in Linden, and we would have heard from him speaking on a number of issues affecting the people of Linden. And so we're going to see the next move from the government in terms of what they're going to do with this response from the leader pertaining to the Linden Utility Service Co-op Society Limited, number 763. So that's our broadcast from Linden. We'll see you back here next time. My name is Andrew Weeks on behalf of our team here from Linden, Sherlin, the driver, and all our other staff members here with us on this coverage. We want to thank you for viewing the broadcast this afternoon, and we hope to see you back here at the next coverage, which we are hoping to be the 13th of April, where the leader of the party will be taking the oath of office as an MP and soon after becoming the leader of the opposition. My name is Andrew Weeks. Wishing you all the best this weekend, and be safe out there. Remember, COVID is still alive. Good afternoon and goodbye.